What I saw was fun, never anything inappropriate. What I saw was work and play at work and fun. Mrs. Cosby was a frequent visitor to the studio. She was there a lot. That's what I saw.
Malcolm-Jamal Warner's shocking. Passing. What Phylicia Rashad just revealed will blow your mind. What I witnessed was all fun and energy, nothing inappropriate. It was a mix of laughter and long hours, just your usual balance of work and play. And Mrs. Cosby? She was always around, supportive, present. That's what I saw. But now, decades later, the rerun nostalgia is being ripped apart by a behind-the-scenes scandal no one saw coming. And it all begins with a moment that cracked Hollywood's polished exterior. Felicia Rashad, always poised and private, suddenly igniting a firestorm that sent shockwaves through the industry. And just hours before Malcolm-Jamal Warner was found lifeless in a Beverly Hills estate, the unthinkable happened. A confrontation so intense it may have lit the fuse on years of unresolved tension. A storm was brewing, and baby, it hit hard. Everyone thought they were gathering to remember a beloved co-star. But that quiet memorial turned into a war zone, side eyes flying, truths unraveling, and secrets finally coming to light. Now fans are left asking, what did Felicia know? Why did she wait until the cameras were nearly off to call out her former TV daughter, Tempest Bledsoe, in front of everyone? And more chilling, what were Malcolm's final words? Because insiders say they weren't peaceful. They were cold, icy. The kind that hint he saw the storm coming long before it arrived. This isn't just a reunion gone wrong. It's a decades-old drama finally reaching its breaking point. Grab your snacks and buckle up, because what's been simmering behind the scenes of America's favorite sitcom is about to boil over. Picture this: Phylicia Rashad, known for her grace and strength, stepping out of the shadows to confront Tempest, Vanessa Huxtable herself, just hours before tragedy struck. And what was said between them? Let's just say it wasn't sweet. Whispers say the conversation was explosive. No cameras, no PR team, just raw emotion. But it wasn't the first time. This feud has been bubbling for years. Insiders claim Felicia arrived at that studio with receipts. Literal folders from the 90s, paper trails, old memos, financial statements, allegations of betrayal. Some say she uncovered manipulation, broken trust, and career sabotage buried beneath years of silence. The moment was supposed to be a healing circle, but it turned into a battleground. And Malcolm, always the mediator, he tried to keep the peace. But even he cracked. "We've been lying to ourselves for decades," he reportedly shouted. "This was never a family, it was a front." And just like that, the room fell silent. But here's where things take a darker turn. Hours later, Malcolm was gone. The official report? Accidental drowning. But fans aren't buying it. Why was Felicia seen leaving that private meeting visibly shaken? Why did security cameras go mysteriously dark? And what about the leaked audio? Captured on a studio staffer's phone, it features a voice believed to be Felicia's saying, "You're not flipping this story again, Tempest. I kept quiet once, but I won't do it again." This wasn't their first confrontation. And this time, Felicia came prepared. Rumor has it she'd received an anonymous package earlier that week, containing a mysterious USB drive, handwritten letters, and an old VHS tape from 1993. Its contents? A production meeting that exposed Tempest allegedly planning a spin-off behind everyone's backs, cutting contracts and crushing careers. Felicia didn't hesitate. She called a private gathering of the original cast. No outsiders, no press. And by the time it ended, the damage was done. One witness claims Malcolm locked eyes with Tempest and said, "You took everything from me. You never thought the truth would come back." Then he walked out. And within hours, he was gone. The questions haven't stopped since. Was he really alone when he left? Was it really an accident? Or had the truth become too dangerous to speak out loud? Meanwhile, Tempest has gone completely silent. No statement, no tribute. She pulled out of every event tied to Malcolm's memorial, even canceled a podcast appearance the day after the drama exploded. Felicia, on the other hand, has maintained her signature calm publicly. Her team released a short tribute. But behind the scenes, insiders say she's spiraling. No interviews, no appearances. Rumors are swirling that she's hired a private investigator to get to the bottom of what really happened. And the internet? Oh, it's in full investigation mode. Reddit threads are breaking down timelines. TikTok detectives are zooming in on old interviews. Twitter is filled with theories, some believable, some unhinged, all explosive. Remember that 1991 talk show clip where Felicia and Tempest clashed over loyalty? It's gone viral again. Back then, it looked like playful tension. Now, it looks like a warning. And then there's Malcolm's voicemail. A chilling voice message allegedly sent to a former co-star just before his death. "I don't feel safe. If something happens, I was silenced." Voice analysis tech says it's a 91% match. Let that sink in. Even creepier, days after his passing, Malcolm's home office was ransacked. Not robbed, ransacked. Papers tossed, drawers opened, but nothing stolen. Almost like someone was looking for something. Maybe that memoir he'd been quietly working on. According to one ghostwriter, Malcolm had nearly finished a tell-all book. He'd gone full analog. No phones, no tech, just notebooks and face-to-face meetings. Why? Because he believed someone was watching. Then came the funeral. Debbie Allen, Raven Simonet, Netflix stars. A who's who of Hollywood showed up. But what went down inside that church was unreal. Security was tighter than a red carpet event. Tempest arrived with bodyguards. Felicia refused to speak. And when Tempest rose to deliver a eulogy, Felicia reportedly stood up and declared, "You don't get to speak for his soul. Sit down." Silence. Pure silence. Even Malcolm's mother reportedly turned away. After the service, one guest posted on Instagram, "I've never seen a funeral unravel like that. Secrets spilled. Truth slapped everyone in the face." And the craziest part? The documentary Malcolm was producing, behind the sitcom smile, vanished. The footage, the hard drives, gone. Days later, his production studio was broken into. No valuables taken, just files, cameras, and notes, erased. The theory? Someone wanted the truth buried forever. Now fans are asking, was this a tragic coincidence, or something much darker? Let's rewind. Just 3 months before Malcolm's death, Tempest posted a cryptic photo, a mirror selfie. The caption? "Reflection is power. Not all masks are ugly." At the time, it seemed artsy. Now, it feels like a warning. But here's where it gets truly messy. Documents leaked after Malcolm's death show Tempest was granted limited power of attorney during his post-surgery recovery. She had the ability to sign deals on his behalf. One of those deals? A multi-million-dollar syndication contract that vanished after his passing. And get this, she was listed as his emergency contact. Not his family, not his partner. Tempest, even more suspicious. Malcolm had planned a wellness retreat in Santa Barbara, yet he was found near Big Bear Lake over 100 miles away. Why? And according to phone logs, the last text he received came from Tempest. The autopsy? Rushed. Sealed. No toxicology report released. Then, just as fans started asking questions, Tempest deleted her Twitter account. Coincidence? Or a cleanup? And we haven't even touched on the rumor that Tempest was still in contact with Bill Cosby while the rest of the cast distanced themselves publicly. Some insiders say she played both sides, one for PR, one in private. Felicia's final public comment? "I've said what I needed to say. May he rest in peace." But sources claim she nearly collapsed at the funeral after seeing Tempest sitting front row. One witness swears when Tempest stood to speak, Felicia whispered, "You have no right." And then, just days later, an anonymous Substack dropped a bombshell. Malcolm's ghostwriter said the memoir was finished. And the last chapters? Devastating. Betrayals, secrets, names. Then his office was raided. Someone didn't want that story told. Now, Malcolm's fans are calling for the case to be reopened. And as the whispers turn into demands, one thing's clear. This isn't just nostalgia gone wrong. This is legacy warfare. And the scariest question of all, who's next? Because this isn't a sitcom anymore. This is survival. And if Malcolm-Jamal Warner couldn't outrun the ghosts of his past, can anyone? Stay tuned. If you think this story needs to be told, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because we're not done yet. The next video is going to peel back even more layers. And trust me, Hollywood's not ready. See you on the next video.